Good afternoon. It is Sunday, January 6th at about 1 o'clock and 88 degrees. Today I'm going to be going to the sports center, a public sports center in the center of town here. And I'll be taking my bicycle, obviously, to play squash. But at the same time, we'll have a look around and you'll be able to see the facilities that are available. Tennis, soccer, and a number of other sports. So, without further ado, we'll head out now. Simultaneously, Capronita will be going in taxi, Uber, or Didi, I don't know, and we'll be able to compare notes on expenses and the time it takes us. As for me, the pobre gringo, it will cost me about 2 apples and a banana to get there. So let's go.
Okay, so here we are on our way to the center of town through some local roads. As you can see, I'm being passed here by Capronita. We left simultaneously. Generally, I can get to the sports center much faster on a bicycle than someone might get there driving. However, on a Sunday afternoon such as this, the traffic is much lighter, and we got there at about the same time. It's 8 kilometers, and by Uber it cost about $3.60 pesos. You can see here we are arriving at the sports center. This is the main entrance. There are some pickleball courts on both sides. I believe there are about 6. And on either end, you can see some of the facilities. Down there are the squash courts. Inside of that big red door there on the right is the training facility for boxing and mixed martial arts, etc., etc. And here we are entering the main stadium, where one can also cross the field and see the play baseball or football. There are 2 or 4 basketball courts. I couldn't quite tell. They're way over there in the corner right now. Can't see them. There's a high dive over there. Of course, people play football out on the pitch. There are a couple of baseball diamonds right over there. And that pretty much sums it up. Typically this place is bustling on a Saturday and a Sunday afternoon. However, in as much as we are on the tail end of the New Year's holiday, things are still relatively quiet and peaceful here in Merida. You just saw the tennis courts over there on the other end of the stadium. And over here on the other end of the stadium, as I mentioned, there are 3 tennis courts. Additionally, on the other side of the fence of the tennis courts, in the shade of the trees, there are a number of machines and various types of equipment for circuit training, such as what you see right here in this picture. In addition to the standard circuit training equipment that many facilities have, they also have some unique stuff, such as these trapeze bars, and I guess the best way to describe it would be a giant jungle gym. And here you can see that I am goofing around on some of the equipment, doing my sit-ups, climbing a ladder, and doing some pull-ups. And most importantly are the squash courts, which is what gives me the motivation to hop on my bike and head to the other side of town, to the middle of town, as often as possible to hit a squash ball, my passion. Otherwise, generally, there is a gym within 2 minutes of my home, and that's where I go routinely, daily for my exercises. That is, I want to say, also just over 300 pesos per month, which is about $15 per month. And it's 7 days a week. Furthermore, I should mention that this sports center here that I'm at the moment is 7 days a week. I believe it's from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's quite busy early in the mornings and late in the evenings, not surprisingly. This is what I do for fun. Hit squash balls. It's $3 per hour on this air-conditioned court. There are 2 courts as well as 2 adjacent racquetball courts. The racquetball courts are often very busy in the evening, and on one court, the only way you can play is if you challenge someone and manage to win. You can stay on the court. There are 2 other fitness centers I visited in town that have 2 squash courts and 3 squash courts respectively. Unfortunately, once again, I wasn't able to find that many players. So if anyone happens to see this video that is either visiting or living in Merida and would ever like to have a squash game, by all means, please get in touch with me.